And now it is my pleasure and my privilege to leave you with our resident commissioner, Jenniffer González-Colón.
Thank you. I think it's a privilege to have the governor of Puerto Rico doing this effort, and we are united fighting for statehood. And that is a message that Republicans and Democrats should look at, that we are doing this fight because the people of Puerto Rico already decided this, not just one, twice, 3 times in a row, asking for having equality. First of all, I want to say thank you to Senator Hendrick for your leadership and doing this not just in this Congress, but in the last one. I think your leadership here is demonstrating that the people of Puerto Rico is looking for a final solution on our status issue. And once Congress approves a bill that would allow us to answer that question, I have no doubt that the people of Puerto Rico are going to choose statehood, as it did in the last 3 plebiscites. I want to say thank you as well to the senators that are joining this effort for being original co-sponsors. And I'm honored to represent the people of Puerto Rico in Congress. And as a Puerto Rico sole representative, I was proud to lead negotiations last year during a month with Congresswoman Velázquez, Majority Leader at the time Hoyer, Congressman Grijalva, Congressman Soto, to develop a compromise bill to resolve Puerto Rico's status issue. It was not an easy task. We were for a month trying to get this done. And we engaged in intense discussions to determine a path forward. Everyone has to make difficult choices and concessions during the process. And this Puerto Rico Status Act is the product of those negotiations. It's not a perfect bill, and I think no legislation we consider in Congress is, but it does represent a sincere and monumental effort to finally decolonize the island and end over 100 years of inequality and second-class citizenship. This bill is centered on 3 main principles, and I want to discuss those. First, to permanently resolve the Puerto Rico status dilemma, and we determine that that is the problem in this case. The territorial status cannot be part of the solution. The territorial status is the main reason behind the most social, economic, and fiscal challenges Puerto Rico is facing. It allows the federal government to treat us unequally under multiple federal laws and programs. It relegates the island's 3.2 million American citizens into indefinite second-class status, denying us the right to vote for a president, to have full representation in Congress. I'm representing the island, 3.2 million, but I cannot vote in the floor of the House. We don't have senators coming from the island as well. And we cannot share equal footing of rights and responsibility with our fellow citizens. That's why this bill would authorize a plebiscite among non-territorial and constitutionally viable options only. And that's one of the beauties of this bill. And those are, by the voice of the U.S. Department of Justice, statehood, independence, and independence in free association. Second, we agreed that the plebiscite had to be federally binding and self-executing, establishing a mechanism to transition to implement the choice of the majority of the voters. We don't need another soundbite. We need a sounding result that can be answered by Congress. And third, we agreed that the bill had to clearly lay out what Congress is willing to offer and the consequences of each option. And this is to ensure all voters in Puerto Rico were able to make an informed decision. Our efforts last December culminated with a historic vote, a bipartisan vote in the U.S. House of Representatives with the passage of this bill that never before happened. And I hope this can happen in the Senate as well. That decision will make a viable option to Puerto Ricans and Americans living on the island, will be binding by the federal government. And this is a precedent we need to fight for. I'm glad we're building on that historic effort today, with both the reintroduction of the bill in their House early this year, right now with more than 88 co-sponsors, and today with more than 21 sponsors in the Senate. I'm committed to continue educating and building support among my colleagues in the House. Just last week, we got 6 more members, and I know the governor, senator, and we all are gonna do the same thing in the Senate side. Over the past decade, the people of Puerto Rico have voted on 3 occasions, and I'm confident we're gonna make it again. So thank you, senators, and I think this is a time for for Puerto Rico to become a state, and this is the path forward to make it happen. God bless America.